Tom, you were talking about Fleshlight made a new product.
Not a new product.
It's not new? Oh, I've never heard of it.
Been around for a long time.
It's new to me. Oh, it's been around for a long time.
Even the synchronization technology?
I believe so.
Wow.
I've just kept it secret for
what
guys.
Is it?
Because I wanted to hoard the power to myself.
Tell the audience.
Didn't want to copy you.
Let them know.
Exactly. Fleshlight. I was going to reveal it in the office reveal video. Fleshlight have a product called the Fleshlight Launch. And the trailer's great. It's spaceship themed.
Okay.
But anyway, it's like got these handles and you put your fleshlight in it. You know, your Asa Akira arsehole fleshlight. Personal favorite. You put that in it and you put it on, you hold it like this and then it just jacks itself. It's like...
Little power drilled in.
Yeah. And
contract worker.
People have made scripts that you can run in tandem with like virtual reality headset where like the thing will pump in unison with whatever girl is on screen.
Right.
And the funny part is you can't just get like scripts that detect the movement in the video and sign it up. People have to manually like...
Good men.
Yeah. Find a specific video and write the script for it.
The future is now.
It is.
It's kind of, so it's handheld?
Well, you hold two like levers, like two handles.
You have to keep it in position.
Well, you don't, yeah,
dude. Houston, we're ready for takeoff type of.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just, for whatever reason, I'm just retarded, but I imagine like a Jetsons made style, just massive machine with a little hose.
Why the fuck would you want the Jetsons made? That chick was fucking
just
boxy.
I mean, just like a, you know, like a
that's hard to tuck away into a closet and hide from
casino
people,
machine-sized box with a hose.
You know what's gonna happen after a while is people aren't even gonna run the scripts. They're just gonna be like watching movies and like be sitting on the couch just droning out, mouth open, fucking coming all over the place, watching like Transformers on their headset.
You would never like. It seems like it would be a task to clean those things. I feel like I would just never clean it. Just let the cum sit in there for as long as it
just
has
let the
to.
gunk do that until one day it's like a fucking like candle wick where it's like all the cum's dried up and it like is protruding out. You have to break it off. Yeah, you put a little wick in it, give it to your grandma or whatever.
Yeah, it's a nice little.
It smells like pineapple.
Why does it smell like peanuts?
Doesn't like your iPad attach to it or something? I remember back in the day.
You can get one of those.
Can you open Procreate with it?
There was a hilarious ad where you don't know what it's about or what the product is, and it starts with just like this guy video calling his girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, and they're having like this, and then it's just like 0 to a million. He just takes this fucking fleshlight out, you know, and like attaches it to his, you know, iPad.
Hey, it's super cute and sexy when girls are like buying toys and giggling and just talking about it. Why not us? Why is it gross?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I want to normalize it. I was telling you when you brought that up earlier, I was telling you that like you're like, oh, it would be embarrassing to get caught.
More embarrassing than just getting caught jacking off.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I disagree with because what I want to do is I want to be set up. I want my wife to be watching like she's watching like 90 Day Fiance and shit. She's watching that, and then right next to me, there's just fucking looks like I'm in the Matrix. Tons of wires running off me, fucking headset, eye open, fucking dribbling spit down my belly.
You can probably get some like haptic gloves, you know.
I have that fucking I have the VR gloves. I have those Nintendo Power gloves, and then I have that fucking machine.
There's like 3D arms on screen, and you can like it's like meat and fuck. You can like twist and
and I have it on like the most aggressive, fastest setting, and I have this thing. I get a custom chair to where it's like it like with like a metal bracket. They strap down my thighs, and it just is like, you know, like real fast.
Is there a dildo underneath fucking your asshole too?
That's just gonna sound like, huh?
Is there a dildo underneath fucking your asshole too?
Maybe I'll work my way up to it.
Yeah,
I've always been afraid. I had some friends that talked about whenever they had sex, they like to finger up the ass, but I've never done it.
Yeah, I had a friend who said that he had a hooker in Amsterdam do that to him.
Some guys get off to it, man.
Positive review. I'll let you know.
I mean, any person that's ever brought up to me, they say they love it. Yeah, no, it's like gospel. It's like preaching the word of God or something.
Yeah, I'm scared of God Hunter.
I love God.
I fear him. I'm not ready to meet God.
I love it.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah.
I'm sorry. What's so fucking captivating, dude?
What do you think that is? It just looks really funny. That's the quick shot launch versus the fleshlight launch. It's like this got like a little reservoir or something. I'm just
It'd be
curious.
pretty crazy if
There's also the auto blow.
I feel like we're only like a couple decades
not a
away.
flashlight product.
I feel like we're only a couple decades away from like actual like Stepford housewives like fuck bots.
Dude, that would fucking level the playing field, let me tell you. You know?
Would
Women will fucking calm down a bit when those things come into action.
What do you mean calm down?
I think everyone here knows what I mean by calm down. I think
Do you think
subtext is clear.
I wonder what that'll do for mankind.
Great things.
I
We'll get
feel
back
like
on track.
I feel like if they brought out the first prototypes,
Yeah.
like there's only
Women start sweating.
Let's say there's 8. Let's say there's 8 of them on Earth. How do you solve the like just any kind of conflict around the world?
Well, they're going to add to the conflict.
You give
resource wars.
No,
There's
no,
8
no.
of them.
No.
Nations will go to war.
No. You can. They're making more, but for the time being, these are like elaborate gifts that you give. You know, and then it'll become more and more readily available to the public. But at first, it's like, you know, we're going to war. All right, well, just hold on, you know, and they give them a fuck bot.
Oh, it's like a diplomatic tool.
Yeah,
I think they'll be too valuable to just give away.
I think
Here
that,
you go, China. Have a nuke. Same thing. You can't just give a weapon like that away.
Yeah,
feel
then
like
they
it'd be-
start, you know, they reverse engineer it. They start.
I don't think it's. I
manufacturing
don't
it.
think
They make
I don't
cheaper
even
ones
think
that
is-
bite your cock off by accident
I
because
don't
they're
even
poorly
think that
made.
it's, I don't think that like even like the technology is hidden. I just think it's like there's only 8 made. Like, you know how like smart trucks or like smart cars have to have like a certain chip.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this is what I bet you this will have like a new kind of chip that's like, well, we can't just like, you know, we can't just mass make it. It's gonna take time to make these chips.
Right. Yeah.
So you're gonna have these like fuck bots that like. Yeah, they're going to be cool, too. They're going to be like, you want to hang out with them afterwards. I feel like it's going to be the downfall of civilization, though. Like people,
Or the start of a golden new era.
Well, yeah, you got to do this, and then you have to start growing babies in vats.
Well, you give them a womb.
I bet you,
Yeah,
I bet
well,
you
yeah,
could
it's the same-
actually,
same
I bet
deal.
you could
Yeah.
actually take like a woman's egg and put it in a fuck bot, and it could like, it even has like the tubes and everything that like nourishment and everything. So you
Yeah.
could grow the baby inside this fuck
Can't
bot.
we just
Oh,
make
wait,
it so the fuckbot can grow
we
its own
gotta-
eggs?
We gotta like eliminate real women from the whole deal. You know, you gotta.
I don't think it's about eliminating. I think it's just that now
I think it
we're
could
not
be.
we're
I
not
also
we're
think it
not
could be.
reliant on both parties. Which whenever there's a fuck bot for women or for or when there's a male fuck bot,
Absolutely not.
when there's a fuck bot for
Who do you think
No.
is building these fuckbots?
Yeah, do you think women are building
I'm
these
saying
fuckbots?
that we obviously know that the men want the fuck bots first. I think that's understandable. Sure, there's going to be a collection of people or like women or guys or whatever who are like, well, I want a male fuck bot, but it's going to be the amount of requests for
We
a female
absolutely
fuckbot.
cannot allow male fuckbots.
Why?
Because you're going to make the perfect being and we're going to become obsolete.
Yeah, that's
That's
the end
what's
of
going to happen. But what I'm saying is, it's going to happen to both sides.
it. No,
Why would you
just-
want that?
We do them before they do us.
I'm not saying that I want that. I'm saying that's just the route that we're going.
No, we do them before they do us.
Yeah.
And then they have
Preemptive
to
strike.
behave.
Oh God.
They won't even need to behave. The fuckbots will behave. We just
what
don't
I'm
need
saying,
women at
what
that
I'm
point.
saying is that it's inevitable. There's going to be a female fuckbot.
Not on my fucking watch.
And what's going to happen is, you know how like people are like, oh, gay marriage, that was such a big fucking deal. You know how big of a deal robot and human marriage is going to be?
No marriage
now,
at all.
No. What I'm saying is
why
people,
would we need marriage?
Why would a man marry
people
a fuckbot?
because we're sentimental as human beings and we get attached and next thing you know, boom, the male fuckbot comes in and then what happens? The male fuckbot
the
and
male
the female
fuckbot
fuckbot
does not come in.
and the male fuckbot and the female fuckbot come together and they crossbreed and they wipe out human existence.
You-
I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
You're a fucking traitor, I can tell.
I'm not saying that I want this to happen. I'm saying this is
You
what
want
will
male
happen.
fuckbots. You want, just admit it.
I don't. I'm saying that it's going to happen.
Who is going to make them?
Ford.
Ford is not going to make
They
male
might.
fuckbots.
They might. Whenever, like, my God, these female fuckbots are flying off the shelves. Whatever. We could easily do a male one. Boom. That's capitalist. It's going to happen. Supply and demand.
50% of the population. Yeah, now
They want it.
they're over there whining because no one's talking to them or hanging out with them anymore. That's what
We
you're gonna
will.
do. And they have money.
We will
It just
wipe out
takes- it just
women
takes
with
one cent.
women
terrible
fuck
here.
bots.
Huh?
The women fuck bots will wipe out women, and
No.
harmony will be achieved.
You're thinking it's not going to be that. It's not
not
going to
gonna
be
be that quick,
Yeah,
Tom,
you're
to be
thinking that it's
fair.
going to be some.
Have you
overnight
guys
thing.
not seen iRobot?
Have you not seen Terminator?
Yes, I've seen Terminator,
Well,
Maybe it
and
could
the
be,
Terminators win.
It's like a replacement.
and that's what
thing.
I'm saying.
It's something
Yeah,
you
the-
try not to think about. You just sign a contract, and at some point when you're not looking, the female fuckbot that looks just like your girlfriend comes along and just replaces her. You know, and then the other.
Why
one's
would you?
gone.
What is wrong with you?
And then after
Well,
a while,
this
the
is how you
computers,
s-
the
no,
computers.
You're in the in-game menu of customization, and you try and make it look just like your girlfriend.
Well, you
That
know.
is odd.
All right.
You could be fucking Margot Robbie.
Not
Maybe,
even that, but if anything, that's like way more insulting to your actually human girlfriend.
You're like, I want it to look the same. Just don't be anything like her.
rectify. This is how you. The problem solves itself. It works itself out.
Yeah.
Instantaneous. Like you're talking about, like, oh, they get wiped out, but that's going to take too long. You have to wait for them all to die. You know.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait for him to die?
Well, how? Because
Because the
we
fuck bots
we
kill
watched-
them, Don.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, they wouldn't
Yeah.
kill him.
Why
Why would
not?
they kill him? Why would they?
Because we want them to.
What do you
Us
mean?
three.
Yeah, don't fucking put words in my mouth, bitch. No, I think that it's gonna be one of those things where they, people are like, oh man, these fuck bots. I love it. Can't get enough of it. But then it's just people don't have to try to mate anymore. And then whenever the fuck bots, they go away. I'm gonna say they go away for a decade.
The fuck bots.
And now,
mates.
shut up. And
The
now
fuck bots
shut
have
the hell
eggs.
up.
They make eggs.
You shut the
they
fuck
have
up.
wombs. They birth
I'm not
babies.
even listening. They sit there, the fuck bots, they go away for a decade. But because they were around for so long, humans have like no idea how to mate with each other
Why
anymore.
do they go away for a decade?
Can I
Just
finish? Can I finish?
arbitrarily?
Can I finish? Can I finish? They go away, and now the humans can't even reproduce because they're like, we're back to animalistic instincts. I mean, for, let's say, 45 years, we've just been getting sucked and fucked and finger blasted and fucking cream pied by these robots with willy-nilly. Like, I mean, just be like, hey, I want to get fucking, serve me. Bars close. Like, all these other places close. All these social things close. Everything's delivered to your house because, why even go outside? You're getting sucked and fucked by a robot. Hey, I want some pussy. I want some ass. Whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. It's there for you. But then they go. They become sentient. They go out. And the next thing you know, humans, they can't. 10 years goes by without fucking like hardly anybody, having any babies. And then what happens during that 10 years is that the fuckbots together have multiplied with these humanoid hybrid robot deals. They've been mass producing them, and it's a takeover.
This is easily circumvented.
How?
You have a quality scale of the fuckbots, and you have to have a
A
certain
quality.
So you have to have a
Wait,
certain
E or A quality?
A quality.
Okay.
And you have to pass a certain salary threshold to qualify for the higher quality ones.
Oh,
And
dude.
you
You're
maintain-
already revolt. Revolt.
You maintain competition this way, and
I'm so
society rolls
confused
on.
by any of this. Why? All we need to do.
He's arguing that if everyone has fuckbots, then
They will.
The incentive to, it's the Futurama.
You
thing,
already
continue
started.
society.
You already sat there and you were talking about. You already said it that someone's going to you're going to make backwards fucking versions of it. It's going to be cheaper, and then people are going. It's going to be a fucking money spree. That's going to be the biggest market is fuckbots. And you're trying to tell me that companies of every angle are going to get in? I mean, look at the car companies right now with electric vehicles.
It's about getting there first and then using that. It's like America had the nuke first, right?
Right.
For a small time, they
And
could have
then
world dominated,
Immediately,
but they didn't.
You kill all the women.
Yes.
Shut up.
Step one.
This.
Step two, you wipe out anyone else who can make fuckbots
How?
by using the fuckbots.
How? But that doesn't. How do you? Because they're fuckbots.
Oh, oops, did I install fucking sword arms into my fuckbot and told them to go
Revolt.
kill Ford,
Revolt.
which is put down by the fuckbots.
Revolt.
Yeah, the fuckbots kill the revolt.
Too early. Revolt.
No.
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's like the nuke. We've already had this situation.
Yeah, you just.
But it's not
no,
like
Did the world
you
did the
can-
world revolt when nukes were made? No, they
you
got in line
arrange-
quickly.
You arrange a preemptive strike that is very well coordinated and very instantaneous. You give every world leader these fuckbots.
You guys are sitting here. You're living in this fucking made-up reality world where you think that that's going to happen. It's going to be a slow, gradual thing over time. There's going to be fuckbots for all. It's going to be the end of human civilization. And I feel like the world is going to end by 2080.
Golden period of mankind.
The extinction.
No.
Yep.
The Renaissance 2.0.
How would it be a renaissance?
Because we get fuckbots that give us babies and don't nag. Renaissance 2.0.
I'm trying so hard to have this conversation, but there's nowhere for me to go with this.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're wrong, I guess.
Or you're lying to yourself like you.
I see. Well, you heard it from me, man. 2080. Be prepared. I'm going to actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy property in a cave. I'm going to buy a cave. I'm going to buy cave property. Bunker property.
I wouldn't mind cave property. That sounds nice.
It's cold and wet. The fuckbots don't like you down there. They like it hot and dry.
You wouldn't take a couple of fuckbots with you?
No, absolutely not. Don't trust them.
Well, they did wipe out half of the species.
all the women are dead.
Well, yeah, and also, you know, at this time, I would be lying if I say I didn't get a fuckbot early on, but something happened that it twisted the strings of fate got cut, and I don't fuck with them anymore. That's why I was like, that's why I bought the cave property.
What do you? What's this smile and heavy breathing that's going on?
You are breathing very heavily.
Just imagining.
Big dopey smile on your face.
Fucking imagining what, dude? With that guy.
The Renaissance 2.0.
Yeah, this is all, it's never going to happen, but I'm brave enough to dream and imagine.
We already see those fucking robots. We're probably too far off, too. I mean, for God's sakes, the only thing they can do with robots is they jump on some fucking boxes, which is impressive, but they're sitting there and acting
They can dance now.
They can Fortnite dance, that's true, but they can also, you also have robots where they can't fall over.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty rad, pretty interesting.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen some people, like, they've kicked it and it won't fall over.
Yeah.
It staggers and puts itself back up. I'd love to see, like, a car at, like, 80 miles an hour hit it and see if it falls over.
I think it might fall over.
And then be like, oh, I guess it's not that cool then.
Oh, wow. Wow, good job.
The scientists must wonder, like, for accomplishing something like that cool, then, like, realizing the grand scheme of things that there's people like me out there that are just going to be like, okay, cool. So if I hit it with a car at 80 miles an hour, it's going to fall over. And it's like years and years and probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in research and, all that kind of thing.
That's just the tale of time.
Right.
It's always been like, 1% of the population makes all of the advances and drags the rest of us dead weight along. They're probably used to it by now.
Wonder if, like, there's ever actually been, like, an inventor in history who just, like, I mean, was like not like a rock star, but like, oh, you made this?
Probably. Who made electricity again?
Thomas Edison.
Probably him.
You think so?
Oh, I can have light at any point whenever I want.
Yeah, I'm like, wonder if you could use that as like a pickup line in a bar, though.
I think so.
You think?
Hey, it's past 8 p.m. and you can still see.
Hey, aren't you glad that you're not fucking walking around with your arms out?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck my cock. They're like, well, he's got a point.
I feel like you'd have more swagger with it. Like, you'd be funny as if, like, Thomas Edison, like, pulled out, like, a flashlight. He's like, can I show you to your car? And she's like, oh, my God, what is that?
What?
I was like, oh, it's just something, it's just a light.
What do you mean?
You know, the sun, this is, like, basically if the sun was contained inside this fucking...
Like a candle?
No, you dumb bitch. He's really rude.
I kind of like when you demean me. I don't know what that is.
Oh, this is going to work out great. I think Thomas Edison, or no, it was Benjamin Franklin, had like syphilis and shit. He was a dirty dick dude.
Nice.
Benjamin Franklin, I'm pretty sure, had a bunch of like teenage girlfriends and shit in like France and everything.
I tell you, which one was it? It was Ben Franklin who said, like, age affects the top and goes down. So age starts up here for women, and then like by the time you get to the pussy, it's just as good as it was when she was 16, 18. Age of consent 16 in England.
18.
14.
Dude, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to get my Ford Lightning. I want it.
Yeah.
Right next to your Tesla there in the garage. That you also ordered.
I don't.
Did you cancel that order?
No, I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'll probably just sell the spot.
Sell Sell the spot for how much?
I don't know. I need to research it, but people do that shit all the time. That's why people order so much too. Is that they get like a bunch of pre-orders in, and then they just sell the spot. They just hold on to it, and then they sell those spots.
You turn a profit on the spot.
Oh yeah, to pre-order it's only $100. So you do like 4 of them, and you just wait for years, right?
I kind of feel like a Cybertruck's gonna get cyber cucked.
Downstairs coming up with things you're going to say in the podcast.
No, that was on the fly, and you better believe it. You asked where all that fucking supercar power is.
Are you kidding me? That
right
came from the
here.
hip?
Yeah.
Damn. Damn. No, I think that I think it's going to take forever for the Cybertruck to come out. I do think
I think the Lightning's going to destroy
one thing
it.
about the Cybertruck is that like I like the way it looks, but it's such like a like there's no way you can drive around without people being like I'm pointing. The cool thing about the Ford Lightning right now is that it looks like an F-150. So
well,
I
that's
feel like,
why it's going to fucking win.
well, and also you can trust Ford. They make fucking trucks all the time. Like I mean, like they're a truck
Are you
making
sponsored
company.
by Ford right now? What's going
Huh?
on? Is this an ad?
No, I'm just saying like Ford is like an American brand. It's really reliant, best-selling car in America. I mean, you're talking about some of these like tax write-offs that you can get even with like electric, and they do with Ford and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
a really
mean,
good point. That's,
Yeah, and I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to sway anybody in like any kind of direction, but it's just funny because I was like going to the Ford dealership and they were like, you know, we'll work with you, which I thought was kind of cool. And I went to Chevy and I didn't really get that kind of vibe. I don't know.
Didn't have the same southern twang that they had at Ford.
Chevy. I feel like Chevy would be more twangy than Ford.
They're both.
They both try, but
Yeah.
you know, the F-150 is the best-selling car in America for a reason.
What is that reason?
You feel it
Just a reliable truck that is not only like it's good on the wallet, but I think like it brings families together.
You're a natural.
So Ford, if you actually do want to start a sponsorship, I would gladly do it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get to the point where I'm just going to start chilling out anything. I've turned down all these products because I'm like, oh, I don't integrity. What integrity do I have? Who am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing? Why not make as much money as you possibly can before you fucking this all cradles into dust and I fucking
I think the argument is because getting all that sponsorships could turn it to dust quicker.
That's true.
So, not that, I mean, look who's talking, obviously, but, you know, we don't have much to turn to dust. So it's not as big of a risk.
I just want I'm gonna come up. We were at the coffee shop and we came up with a little thing called the Pilgrim, and I'm going to be if that doesn't blow up and if that doesn't get at least like 25 million views first episode, and
I
like
think it's going to be controversial, man.
I think by like 3 weeks, I'll probably I'm deleting my main channel.
If it does get those views, and probably
No, if it doesn't.
If it does not,
Yeah,
He's done. He's fucking
right.
yeah, gone forever.
fair enough.
People will look back and they're like, "What was that like really bad shit that was online?" I'm like, what? I can't remember. It was like
Meat flannel.
meat. I don't know.
Meat flannel?
Meat Mountain. I don't know. No, that was that Arby's promotion. And then it'll be forgotten. And it'll just be this fucking.
We could reclaim our spot.
The only thing I'll be able to do is make the Pilgrim full time.
The Pilgrim.
The Pilgrim.
There you go.
The Pilgrim.
Yeah, why don't you explain to the people what the Pilgrim is?
The Pilgrim is. Might be my life's work. I was sitting there. We were at the coffee shop, and all of a sudden, I sat there and I asked Don's brother here, Justin, who was up there with us, and I was like, "Give me a character name." And he said, "How about the Pilgrim?" And I drew up this little thing, and immediately my mind started
This
racing.
is very revisionist, but we'll continue.
What happened?
He drew it first.
Justin drew and designed the Pilgrim.
Did he design it?
He drew
Yeah.
it, yeah.
And then you did, like, a
called
copy
him
of
the
it.
Pilgrim. And
Oh,
then
I called it the Pilgrim.
You looked at his drawing and said, "That's the Pilgrim."
That's
and
the
then you redrew it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then you
But
took
I
it
was
and
the one.
pretended
I
it
was the one who thought of all the lore.
The same way.
Very revisionist too.
I thought of all the lore.
Group
Did I not?
effort.
No.
we were all talking.
I mean, you were playing off me. Let's be honest, boys. All right, don't try to throw.
I will excuse Don and Justin. It was basically just me and you.
Dude, come on now. I sat there. Who was the one? I said the Pilgrim. I said his little flap when he gets angry. He has this flap.
The problem is we've already established your memory is fucking dog shit because you thought you created.
Listen,
him from
the thing
scratch.
is that I'm going to execute this thing, and people are going to
That's true.
remember. People are going to remember two things whenever they fucking die. They're going to remember the Pilgrim, and they're going to remember that it was attached to Hunter
Who's
Hancock.
the electricity guy?
Thomas Edison.
Yeah, so I'm Tesla. I'm Nikola Tesla. This is Thomas Edison. Continue.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Hey, execute, bro.
Hey,
Not
come
like
on,
I did
man.
all the groundwork.
Listen.
Whatever. Forget about me.
Listen,
history.
man. I was. You know what? If anything, you know what you are.
Based
No, you're like one of the guys that like. I'm Steve
a
Jobs.
supercar,
I'm Steve Jobs, and
and I was.
no.
Yeah.
No. You're not
Got
was.
you.
I'm Steve Jobs. No, I was gonna say this. I'm Steve Jobs, and
was.
you're one of the fucking background guys that was working
Was.
for like 124 hours in a week.
Was.
And I kind of just say, get it. It was not Woz. Yeah, fucking right. Woz was working like that. It was these
bro.
are grunts.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So you were over there, and you were like, "Hey, what about this?" And I'm like, "I guess."
Mm-hmm.
And I would grab your little notes, and I'd be like, "How can I improve this?"
Yeah.
So, master sculptor, it doesn't matter. Listen, it's basically all on me. But I will say that whole idea is that the Pilgrim goes out, he has a little fort.
You're kind of
and he
Tim
goes,
Cook.
Yeah, I think
And
the
I'm
real
Steve Jobs.
was Justin, and Justin, as you listen to this and edit this, I will just say lawyer up. And,
Hey, don't lawyer up. Listen, guys. Listen. I told you this is the part of the point. What is all this hostility
we
now?
can talk about it. I can talk about what my estimated margins Hunter's going to be looking at, which he will not tell
What
you.
did you come up with the Pilgrim? Give me one thing you came up with the Pilgrim. Not a goddamn thing.
Coming up with my own stuff.
Yeah, well, like what?
You get embroiled in this legal battle that's
Listen,
developing
dude.
in front of
Listen. All I'm saying is, I don't have to fucking address this shit because I have created such a mythos with this character already that it's going to be fucking etched down in the cornerstones of history. And even Justin was like, "You got to make this, dude," because he sat there and he's like, "You took this idea, you ran with it, it's become your own. It's not even what I had originally." I said, "Well, that's very kind of you to say," but and I was like, you know, if you want to, he's like, I don't even want to be a part of it. You run with this. And I'm like, I'll run. And I did. Like a goddamn track star. Anyways, the Pilgrim. Go ahead, Don.
We rewound 20 minutes and we just like, if we were both on team with you and we just let you run with, yeah, so I do like fucking drew this thing and I named it and Justin was there, I guess.
I'll tell you why. Because I've drawn the Pilgrim so many times, and it's become this thing where it does feel like, at this point, my character.
Yeah.
That's why. The history of it, obviously, I got wrong, but it's because I've drawn the Pilgrim at least twice a day, every day since then.
Carry on. Just
What? Why do you think he appeals to you so much? Why does he speak to you so much as a character?
I don't know. I think it's because, as myself, I want to be accepted. I hate when people... I want you both to look me in the eyes right now and say that I didn't make the Pilgrim.
you didn't make the Pilgrim.
That is a bold-faced lie. The version that we know and love today is mine. Is it not?
Except for what he looks like.
I could probably give you that. I would give you that. At least the base level of it.
So how
I
does
improved the design, but the mythos and everything,
And like half the jokes.
more than half. Easily more than half. I was riffing. You're over there about ready to fall asleep, and you'd be like, "Ooh." And I was bouncing off trying to give you creative feedback.
Hey, I think I came up with maybe the second best part of the character.
Don, you basically weren't there.
What?
Him wanting to kill himself.
You didn't come up with that.
Yes, I did.
Liar.
I was pantomiming it. I was saying, uh-oh.
You can just
That
say
was
like,
me.
"Oh, I was but there's no evidence. There's no receipts."
Yeah. I suppose that's true. There's no evidence that Justin drew him either.
Well, there is because he's admitted to it.
Yeah.
There's
Also-
three
also-
people come
Also,
together as
Justin,
better
because
evidence.
I remember in that book he had or whatever. That's right, because he had the original sketch, and then I drew the new one. I said, "Be sure to hold on to that. It's going to be worth millions one day."
Right.
I did say that to him.
Yeah. So what do I get for the suicide?
I don't think he did.
That's my wheelhouse. That's what I came up with.
You know,
That's my wheelhouse. That is a compelling point. Suicide is Don's wheelhouse.
Oh, how could this skirt kill itself?
listen. So what? So I should make it now. Is what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying give credit where credit's due.
On every T-shirt and every video, every
Maybe a
credit section,
percentage.
every little royalty there. Drop some contracts.
That's retarded.
All right, well, I guess you don't think court is retarded.
Well,
That's where you're headed.
you know what? How many times have I helped you guys?
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Fuck off.
I'll drop my claims and rights to the Pilgrim if, and only if, you voice Stanley in Combo Breaker.
Well, I'll follow up with this, and I hate to be this guy, and I'm gonna be a Roy Kroc.
Yes.
I'm gonna be a Roy Kroc kind of guy, and be like, first off, no, but like, there's no way you can prove it, and I will put this on my channel, and it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna run. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna send you a letter. You'll be like, what is this? And it's gonna be just a thing that just says on it, and it's gonna be a watermarked paper. I got a new business started. I'm already in works with multiple theme parks with Pilgrim rides. We're talking Pilgrim merch. It's gonna be all over the place. And you know what I will do? And I told Justin this even. I said I'm gonna give him a little bit of a cut because it was just his deal. It was his baby. It's like almost as if this is how I would say it. If Justin was this Ukrainian man who had a star child that could give his child nothing, but this child was born to be a winner, and I said, I will take and mold your child into the winner that he has to be, and he's like, take him, whatever. So it's like it is his child, but I'm gonna put him up in the pantheon of champions.
You just can't say it's your child. As long as that's established.
I would look at it as my child.
That's sure you... Okay. Yes.
Right. Kind of like how Stan Lee looks at like Spider-Man as his child.
Didn't Stanley come up with Spider-Man?
Partially.
Jack Kirby. Is that the other one?
I think. I don't know. All I know is that Stan Lee kind of came up with all that stuff, but everybody's like, yeah, it's Stan Lee's thing. You could also say that about like...
Well, that is the miscarriage of justice we're trying to avoid here.
You could also say that about like Steve Jobs and stuff too.
Well, it's all everyone's... That's what we're trying to avoid. I mean, you're just bringing up good examples of why this is a bad thing.
In this world with things, you have to have a visionary. And I am that visionary.
Right.
Elon Musk... You know, he's a visionary. Granted, he grew up from a rich home. Granted, he didn't even make Tesla. He bought it. Granted, I guess he kind of made PayPal. You know, it's like, whatever, but he's a visionary, so people like him. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to be a visionary. I'm going to start wearing leather jackets, and I'm going to post cryptocurrency memes, and it'll be cool. All will be forgiven.
Come Rocket is a go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I haven't even been able to tell about what the Pilgrim is because of this combat. And that's what I was trying to do.
Go ahead.
And I feel like I can't even do it. It feels uncomfortable.
Maybe you feel like you can't do it because you don't know all the ideas.
I mean, you're allowed.
No, I know.
You're
please.
allowed to do it, but we will just tag, the various elements that we came up with as you.
There's no way you would even know, and I would even trust you at this point. I've become so ingrained, and then now I'm all excited about it. You guys threw it by the wayside, and who kept it and baked it?
I heard originally the character was called the Hinchliff.
That's
a
absolutely
interesting
not true.
fact about the Pilgrim.
That's not
is
true.
Originally,
No, it's not
he
true.
was called the Hinchliff.
Started as a portrait of Tom that Justin scrawled at the coffee shop. It's like, I'm going to draw Tom, and then he drew
Which
Tom.
makes the Pilgrim my likeness.
That's even better because now the version I have looks nothing like him.
The version Justin drew looks nothing like me.
Sorry,
he's
Justin.
just a bad artist.
Well, I mean, but
the intent was there.
He had you in mind, and I was like, that's an interesting idea. I'm going to take this idea, but I'm going to mold it in my way.
Clip it. I'm going to take this idea.
If I sat there, listen, the Big Four is a great one.
$4 million.
Metallica
What
comes
is?
out.
The plaintiff
Kill 'Em
Tom.
All. And they sat there and they're like, you know what? I really like this idea of fast metal.
You're Dave Mustaine.
New wave of heavy British metal.
I'm Metallica.
That is like not true at all.
What?
I'm just trying to make that congruent with our side of the argument. Wouldn't he be?
He's claiming he did all of Kill 'Em All. He did nothing. He gets let go of the band. Now he's bitter about it for the next 60 years.
I'm not claiming that I did all of it. I never did. But I want to go out there and say that I came up with the biggest chunk of it. And I will fight to the death with that.
Oh, yeah.
It was a collaborative effort at the
I'll give you that.
shop.
Yeah.
We'll concede that too.
Maybe like 51%.
There's no way. Way more than that.
52.
I would say I probably did like 80% of it.
Ooh.
Because I sat there, I was drawing, I was riffing back and forth. He could do this, that. Oh, a lot of laughs. Boys, a lot of laughs. Where are the laughs now? Kind of weird.
They died under the weight of your lies.
It's because they sat there and they see the potential that the Pilgrim has. And you'll see with these 10-second to minute-long videos that will change the landscape.
I feel like now that we have gone back and forth about it for 30-odd minutes, the viewers should probably be clued in as to what they've... what has been
I wonder if how much of that we could even use.
All of it. Okay, now catch them up.
Okay, the Pilgrim is all about... It's just this one man that lives in a fort, and he goes out. When he goes out of his house, we get the title card, The Pilgrim. As soon as he leaves his house and stuff, he goes to any kind of spot over the world, and he wants to learn how to do things. So sit there, let's say a guy's milking a cow. He says, teach me how to do that. And then he learns very quickly, so he can absorb information. So if somebody shows something once, he usually picks up. Then, if he learns it, he says thank you, and then he kills the person and drags their body back to his fort, and that's the Pilgrim. That's the essence of it. But if he does, if they say, "Oh, I can't teach you," he takes out the musket that he uses to kill people with, but he threatens to kill himself because he can't stand the thought of not learning something.
My idea.
Sure, we'll see.
So, what is the socio-political commentary of this cartoon?
Nothing at all.
Right. That's odd.
I mean, the only thing that I was going to say is
open for interpretation, I suppose.
The only thing that at first was that obviously there's the connection of the Pilgrims. They learn something and then they just like
what
kill
did the Pilgrims learn from the Indians?
How to farm, how to live. They
how to
would have all
farm?
died. Yeah.
Pretty sure we had farming in Europe before.
I'm pretty sure he didn't know how to do shit. What do you mean there's no bakery? That's what I was like.
How'd you make bread, Hunter? Probably need farming to get that on an
yeast,
industrial level where you have
what I'm saying
bakeries.
is that you sat there and you had a little shop for it. You didn't know how to do it yourself. And then everybody...
The Europeans were like, Indians, teach us how to do things.
No, actually, from what I remember, the Indians came up and they're like, hey, you guys look fucking stupid up here. I can teach you how to do this.
And the Europeans were like, hey, you guys look cold. Would you like some blankets?
They're like, nah, we have our own.
No, they weren't. They're like... blankets?
They sat there. They were like,
and they wore the blankets.
Actually, they sat.
Guess what happened next? It wasn't good.
They sat there. They're like, nah, I think I'm okay. Then I'm pretty sure the Pilgrims were like, I bet you they were like all like half stitched too, like totally shitty. No, go on, take it. I bet you guys are cold. They're like, and they're like, okay, thanks. And they would like fold it up and they like take it back, and they're like wearing like fucking bears and moose fur and shit. And then yeah. I feel like that's probably what it was.
And then what happened?
History. The unfortunate history. But
what actually was it? What was on the blankets that killed them?
Tuberculosis.
I think,
smallpox, maybe?
Smallpox, I think is what it was.
Right.
I think they taught them how to grow corn, wasn't it?
I don't know. Did we not have corn in Europe? That's interesting.
No. But
That's
it was
interesting.
like a major, easy to grow carb or something that kept them alive because they...
So the Pilgrim is rooted in a historical basis.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the classic deal of we teach you something and then we fuck you over type thing. But this is like, this goes beyond even that. This is just some kind of creature. We're not sure where he's come from. We don't know really what his body is even. The way he reproduces
He's so pale.
he lays eggs.
Yeah,
they hatch and he buries his babies.
Pretty harsh statements about Europeans.
It kind of is. I mean, he's laying all these alien babies. He's all fucking weird and shit. He's killing people and learning like their trade and spreading himself across the land.
Stealing their culture.
Pilgrim.
Stealing their culture.
The Pilgrim.
But, yeah.
What does he do with the bodies? When
Just
he
takes them back to his fort.
So you don't know what he does with them in the fort?
Not yet.
Them? Oh, okay.
We will.
I feel like it's one of those things you don't want to reveal.
Yeah, probably not.
I have a feeling
More fun.
I have a feeling we'll never look inside of his fort or his home. He always just goes in his fort and the gates close. and stuff.
He at one point had a wife too, but she got sidelined in the law.
Yeah, I got rid of that completely. Because I feel like he's probably a creature. We don't even know. It's like very like H.P. Lovecraft of like a unknown. We don't know where he came from. He's a creature from a different time, eternal, and he's just been reproducing forever. The Pilgrim.
When is he coming out?
I'd like to make a Markiplier video and then make the next one.
You're
Like
making a Markiplier video.
Mm-hmm.
What's that going to be about?
I think I'm just gonna have him drink milk, and I'm gonna have him. He just likes milk.
Is Markiplier a big milk guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Likes milk. Could probably have him sit there talk about his gaming clothing brand, and
He's got a gaming clothing brand.
called Cloak. It's clothes for gamers by gamers, and
Clothes for gamers by gamers. The acronym doesn't add up.
sure it does. Clothes for gamers, people who game by gamers.
Cuff, that's not what I'm saying.
I don't think it's an acronym.
No, clearly not.
It's probably
Oh, like cloak.
You didn't say
Yeah.
it like it was. An
You said it like it was an acronym, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's just. I mean, that's just what it is. It's like the cold pitch.
Cuff gubv
That's the
by
Russian
Markiplier.
title.
Cuff gubv guv. All right, sorry.
Gubv.
Carry on. So he's got a gaming brand of clothing, and
Oh,
is this Markiplier? Can you do a
He's just
Markiplier?
gonna talk to you.
I'm so sorry.
Be very boastful of himself. It's hard making history every day.
Not bad. Not a bad voice.
You want to watch me play Five Nights at Freddy's?
So are you not worried about the substantial backlash that this cartoon is going to receive?
What am I doing wrong here? What am I saying that's wrong?
Well, I guess I don't know the whole cartoon yet. Why don't you walk me through it?
He's just going to sit there. He's going to be done recording a video. He's going to turn around and be like, I didn't see you come in. And get up, pours himself a tall glass of milk, drinks it, wipes his little mustache off, walks it up, and he's just like, I have the script. I don't have it memorized yet, but it's just going to be interaction. And I'm going to call the video Trapped in a Room with Markiplier.
See, trapped.
Is that bad?
Trapped, yeah. You usually don't want to be trapped. And to say trapped in a room, Markiplier, you're kind of
What
saying
about like
Markiplier
well,
is the...
escape rooms, you're trapped in a room, and people do that for fun.
So is it an escape room?
No, it's just a room. Maybe it is an escape room. Maybe that's the whole deal.
I think that should be...
That's
That's how you cover
funny.
yourself.
I wonder if you could do something where... That's why
He's just walking towards you slowly, and you have to try and figure out the puzzle.
And you have to figure out... It's like a point-and-click thing.
Just like... walking towards you.
hope a lot of people...
And when he gets to you, he starts doing a crying apology video, and that's what you're trying to escape from.
I don't actually know. I think his hands would just start to kind of like this, and it would fade out like a Dark Souls, like you have died or whatever the fuck it is. Come here. You didn't touch my gaming headset, did you? He comes in like that. You want some milk?
Nice.
I'm a millionaire. I make millions of dollars every week.
Every week. Seems
Probably every
small
month.
fry for him. I'd say every day.
No,
Yeah.
there's no way. That would be crazy. That's like Jeff Bezos type shit.
Yeah.
That would be awesome if it's like the richest man in the world has been surpassed by Markiplier.
Amazing.
Oh.
PewDiePie dead.
Is he dead?
It just feels like someone who's dead.
No.
Go on.
No, he does his reaction thing. That's the whole thing, though. Now, man, I see a lot is like people. I mean, I guess that's probably been forever, but it seems like people either do like really high level, like high editing content, and that becomes a standard, or you do like a format where it's just like so kind of lackluster. Like I was looking at PewDiePie's thing the other day. I think he has like 110 million subs, like 130, or I can't remember, something like that. And he gets like 4 million views a video, you know, which is like good, but I guess for a sub count, I mean, whatever. He's been around forever, but it's all just him sitting, and it's just like literally like a Twitch overlay setup thing, or like a OBS overlay, and he just like watches videos and reacts to them. Which a thing about like reaction stuff is like, I know that people like watching people react to things, but It's such like a
I mean, it's cheap.
yeah. It's just a cheap form of content.
Empty calories.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because you would think to some extent most of the time people get into YouTube and stuff as like a creative outlet or a creative endeavor.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're like fulfilled by just reacting.
I mean, I'm sure at first you're probably doing editing that you probably didn't do before, and you're just being funny. So it's probably just like seeing reactions of like your jokes and stuff. I feel like it's probably the creative outlet. And then after a while, you just kind of like you just still be silly.
I mean, he doesn't care. He's banging his hot wife. He's having kids. He's rich as fuck. I mean, yeah, the guy's he's won. It's over. He's won.
Yeah. I want to win.
You know where she is. Go bang her. Go make some children. What do you want from me, Hunter?
What do you want? You have the pieces.
Yeah.
They're right
Put
there.
the jigsaw together, pal. The picture will become clear. Oh, I'm gonna come.
I'm going to get on the plane to go, and then Markiplier is going to get on the plane.
You're at the back of the plane.
Yeah.
He's at the front. Yeah. And then you turn and you're in an escape room. And you turn back and the aisle is still there.
It's a different level to the game.
Yeah.
He gets up and he's like slowly walking down. Gets in the overhead bin, takes out a big thing of milk, pours a huge glass.
You thirsty?
My bones are thick. The doctor says I have thick bones.
He does look like he has thick bones. I'm jealous of that man's voice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Markiplier.
If he whispered something in your ear, you might shiver.
I'm a millionaire. That's what he keeps whispering in your ear. I'm a fucking millionaire.
You're actually making a Markiplier cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bored of Markiplier.
What are we going to do our He-Man thing about? There's a new Netflix He-Man series, and that means that Tom and I are privileged enough to get to make a third episode of our very successful
Acclaimed series. Castle Grayskull.
Yeah. Did you actually want to do He-Man fucking Skeletor?
Yes.
Okay, that's episode 3.
Oh, maybe episode 4.
Okay.
It could be in any of them. I don't know yet,
We have
but
to bridge-
at some point I want He-Man and Skeletor to fuck and be
bridge
like
the
embarrassed
narrative
about it.
Gap from him pissing on He-Man with his friends. to
I
fucking-
think there would have been clear gay undertones in all of the videos.
No.
Clear. Jizzing in his oats.
Mm-hmm.
Pissing on
Yeah,
him.
there's a lot of
Get all your dicks
dick
out.
connection to He-Man.
Skeletor definitely is closeted.
That's kind of, yeah, that's a little adorable. They can have their little like anime relationship reveal scene, you know, with like the touching piano. He's explaining how he's like just been like schoolyard bullying He-Man the whole time to
We could build to like an epic arc where they find love but have to hide it because everyone's like a macho man, and
prove. Yeah.
ultimately ending in the twist reveal though that everyone in that universe is gay. Absolutely all of them. And it's just perfect, and that's how you end it.
And that's how we're keeping ourselves from topping ourselves. We're gonna start.
I would never kill myself. I'm a man of honor.
Well,
I
that's where I'm
I
at. I know you would too. Yeah, and you understand. Sometimes you gotta spend a whole lot of money on action figures
Or magic
to make a
cards.
stupid video,
Or magic cards, or
yeah.
you need to make a cartoon about Markiplier or Angels or the Pilgrim. That's what happens.
Maybe
So-
we should all just quit and go work in construction.
Might be good. Our social presences are terrible. Have you ever thought about that? Just sat down and looked at it. Sometimes I see people, I feel like I'm like, they probably just have so much more charisma than me. I think about that a lot.
I don't think yours is bad. I think ours is, you know.
Well, I look at some people.
Yeah, lumping us in is.
I look at some people.
It's kind of insulting, even.
I
feel
look
you're
at-
really
okay,
just-
all right,
you're-
hold
you're
on,
secondhand
hold on.
insulting us and
Hold on.
criticizing us. Man,
Hold
if
on.
we
If I sat
could
there-
just get our social shit together, then
If I
we could, you know, go somewhere.
I sit
with
there
this.
and I look at some people, and it's because they're
Some people.
charismatic. They know, not you guys.
Well,
I'm talking about
okay.
people.
No,
that are
you're right.
big,
Yeah,
big.
yeah. Clearly at the wrong end of it.
I look at some people and they have an amazing charisma about them. They know what to say. They know who they're. No, not you, Tom. And they know what they're trying to say. They're appealing to their audience and stuff. And that's not me. And those people could be like, man, going out to get pizza rolls, love them. And that gets like 30,000 likes, which whatever. You have, some people have bigger fan bases, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I don't have it. I don't have that kind of thing. I feel like, I feel like it's just, I don't think I was meant for the social media game.
Your problem is just one of time. That's all it is. You have everything. This is Jigsaw. You're a man with many jigsaws. The pieces are there.
Well, I think as a whole, even.
Here's the thing: is like the following you've built up in the time you've built it is fucking crazy, and you're comparing it to people who have like built it a lot longer, and so they can say pizza rolls, and people are like, yeah. You're sitting across the table from two genuinely socially fucking retarded people.
Listen, what I'm saying is that I like wonder. I just wonder if our if our podcast isn't a charismatic way to bring people in. We have our set viewers, and I love them. Mm-hmm. We get a lot of great comments. I love them.
Here's the thing: we've utterly failed to capitalize on any part of our plans ever. Let's do clips. We can't even get clips together. We can't even get a regular release.
We can't
together.
Get an upload going.
Yeah, we did for a while, and then now that's over.
Right. Actually, you know what's funny is that we were more on track whenever we were not together, which is the funniest thing.
Well, the start of the end was the fucking switching from the release dates from Mondays to Wednesdays or whatever it was.
Well, that was like, I thought was like a good necessary change because it seemed like that was the solution.
The whole point of that, was to get him out on time.
Well,
no, it wasn't.
It was because he was saying this is running up against releases and stuff.
Yeah, because we sit there, we have releases
exactly, but the whole point was that we didn't feel like we could promote it on our communities and shit because it always came out on whatever
because
day.
it was combating with the
right. So it wasn't about getting it out on time. That's the revisionist history that happened afterwards. It's But anyway, regardless.
Well, I think it was part of that too.
I'm sure
the promotion was
multifaceted.
definitely
But anyway, my point is we're fucked.
That's true.
We haven't done. I feel like clips is the way you bring people in. I feel like
just making shit that we want to make would be cool.
God, it never ends. Stop texting me.
I'm texting Tom love notes right now. I think that it's just about like I don't know, man. I feel like if we did like the thing is too is like we can sit there and say, oh, if we did this or that, but at the end of the day, it just feels like I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Anybody else tired? I'm tired.
I think I've demonstrated quite thoroughly that I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm always tired. I don't know why you guys are looking at me.
I am tired. I'm always tired as well. I mean, like I said,
I feel like you've got more energy than both of us.
If I lost weight, dude, I feel like I'd be off the wall. I feel like I actually should just keep this weight high.
to counteract.
To ground myself, yeah.
Classic.
Also, we're getting old.
That's true.
We're not hip with the times anymore. I feel like that's like a vital part of shit like that.
You're fucking hip as shit, dude. How are you not hip with the times?
I'm still a very ignorant man. I don't know a lot.
You know everything about the trends.
Yeah, you say these things that we definitely aren't, and include yourself in that. And then
it's weird, yeah.
We're a part of the same. We're in the same boat.
I mean, it eliminates like the hope I have for me and Tom, because if you feel like you're not with it, we're like, wow, he's so with it, and like, yeah, it just raises the bar.
It is very much like stolen valor. Me and Don are these genuine fucking social retards, like 8,000 followers on Twitter.
Aren't we all just fucking?
We're these like husks, these tired husks, and you're like, man, we're all just these social parasites.
See, what I'm saying
135,000 followers on Twitter.
Passive aggressive.
66. I don't think it's passive aggressive.
Shit.
I think I think Hunter genuinely believes it. It's just very wrong. You didn't go to Iraq. You weren't in Afghanistan. Take the suit off and own your shit.
What troop are you? I was on to see what troop are they in. 42nd. What does that even? What does that mean? Yeah, battalion.
Semper Fi.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get to this spot. So next year, a big plan for myself is that I'm going to be working more into short horror films. And like get more into that and slow down a little bit and figure out what I want to do with shit. But if anything, maybe I can just be like just one of those like not Quentin Tarantino, but like somebody where it's just like you look forward to
your expectations low.
Yeah.
Maybe a Quentin Tarantino. Well, maybe Spielberg.
What I meant by that, what I meant by that was that you don't go on Twitter to see what Quentin Tarantino says, but whenever he puts out like a movie, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go see it because I like his stuff. Like I'd like that kind of, not at all that it would ever be that anything.
Just own
at
it,
all.
man.
No, because not at all. I'm new to it. It's gonna be terrible for a while, but it's something where it's like if you can build up some shit, then maybe it could be something where it's like maybe I don't have to fucking post on Twitter and do all that bullshit, and I can just like release stuff, and people will be like, "Oh, cool, yeah, I saw the new short film. It was awesome."
You just have to be okay with giving up a lot of like powerful assets.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think as long as you, as long as you're like content with where like, and you have the resources in your life to do so, like you have a home, you have a place to sleep, blah blah. It's like at a certain point, it's like, do you really even fucking need all that stuff or whatever? Depending on like where you want to go and what you want to do.
Yeah, probably. I think the mind is forever broken.
That's probably true too.
I think the reasons that we even do what we do is indicative of like a mental mindset that doesn't change just because you got a fucking house or something.
Right. No, I mean, that's definitely true, but I will say that like the only time that I'm able to actually like be sane and live happily is living through like the ignorance of like thinking that something is going to change, like that kind of like blissful ignorant hope that something ever is going to be different, even though like the cold reality is that it never will.
You think in the Neolithic era when there was like 100 people in your entire existence and life, and you never met any other people because you're like in a thing.
Way better.
If you, well, yeah, but do you think if you're like, if you climb to like the top of that hierarchy, are you happy or are you like pissed off?
I think they're all happy.
I think that there's no even
that's,
like,
I mean, that's what they say.
There's never like no hierarchy. I think it's just that everybody has a place and a position.
Right.
Of like value.
But if you fight your way to the top and now there's literally nowhere else to go.
Well, everything, and this is going to sound stupid, but everything I've ever seen like film or that I've read and stuff, it's always like the person that is at the top is like a person that has like been in the community for a long time and they're like looking after the community. I'm sure it's more stressful, but it's still like the same kind of like,
well, yeah. So if
position.
there's like some duty attached to it, I guess, then that's what
of course there is. You
Right,
got to
there
like
always
guide
will.
your tribe
yeah,
to
you're like
flourish.
you're like the voice of it, whatever.
And you got to fight and conquer other tribes too.
Right.
And it's also not like
And you
I'm
get
going to
access
be
to
the
the best
best, and
pussy.
it's also nothing too like
Yeah,
I'm going to be the best ruler.
I imagine like a tribe where you get to the top and then you just lie around and you have the best pussy and that's like the life. And
No,
there's
you gotta
Nah, you still have to do shit for sure.
Yeah, the responsibility. And
you
all that
gotta
stuff.
you gotta not fall prey to getting all the pussy too, because then all the other men of the tribe band together and bash your fucking skull in,
So as
so they
it
can divide
happens,
the
That is
spoils.
being a YouTuber does not align 1-to-1 to being a tribe
No.
captain.
Also, to
no.
say that
I'm
you're
glad
on
we
top
worked
of
that
the
out,
fucking
yeah.
game.
I'm not.
As a YouTuber.
But I have, you notice that it seems like the more successful you get, the more depressed you get.
The problem
The
is,
bigger you get, the harder you fall.
big brain fucking play. We're living so against our nature that, of course, everyone's fucking depressed.
Right.
Like we're designed to live in these smaller communities
Yeah,
where
yeah.
everyone's got a
Get
valuable
out,
place.
Get out to the woods. Maybe your neighbor has kids that dress like hobbits.
Yeah.
And you,
Yeah.
The French forest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
France has good benefits.
I don't know. Shit fucks with my mind a lot. I'm like, just like, I'm like actually going insane is what I'm like noticing. Like mentally, I'm like fucking going completely
That's
mad.
probably not good.
No, I don't think it is. And like I've taken like drastic measures, like been through like multiple therapists and shit. It's just nothing's ever sticking. And I'm trying to get like the whole diet thing on track too, but it's just like it's fucking hard whenever it's like the only source of like comfort you ever get is like fucking eating something terrible or doing something like that. It's just like an unhealthy cycle that you need to like break through, and I will break through it at some point, but I'm
You were slimming down like fuck when you were hitting
yeah,
the gym.
I literally, and I'm making changes now to get back on track with that, but yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like insane. Like I was watching A Beautiful Mind the other day. Have you ever seen that with Russell Crowe?
I haven't, but I know what it is.
And it's like literally like after a while he just goes insane. He feels like somebody's like watching him and following him. I do that shit a lot on Twitter of being like, what is like I don't know, like I feel like I'm like thinking about who thinks of me this way or that way or something like that and giving it all this thought when it's like who gives a shit like lately.
If you're legitimately having a mental break, then probably you should step back and stop doing what's making you
It's
insane.
like weird. It's like, yeah, I mean, like I guess you could say that it's a mental break. It's just more of like I I've been doing this weird thing lately where if I get home and like stuff's on my couch, I like will like fucking shake. Like I have like an anxiety attack. So I'd like clean off my couch and I'll like vacuum it and I'll fucking like get it organized. Like literally, I've never done that before in my life. And now I'm like, I like am all anal about it. And I sit there and like go in the kitchen. I'll like wash dishes and shit and like this like these weird tics I'm starting to have.
Chaos.
I mean, it's
Clean your room.
I think it's a little more than get it straight. I feel like it's like I'm gonna like throw up. I get like I get physically
No, absolutely.
sick.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It's, you're ordering something. You know, yeah. I think it's just that's like a human.
You ever think that if like these are the results of the way that you're existing, that maybe shouldn't exist that way anymore?
Like I should step away from
Some of it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to. The biggest problem with this scenario is that I have never been also more fulfilled in my life than I am now. Every other job that I had beforehand where, you know, the craziest thing about having a dream or doing something, especially at like a later age like myself, or later age, but, you know, going through some shit and then you get something because now the whole time that, you know, you're like, oh, I just, you know, oh, man, if I could be like the Fleshbot guys or if I could be like this or that or whatever, then, I mean, that would be so cool. And then what you don't realize is that, like, the things that you're complaining about in the moment are so trivial. Like, they feel, it's kind of like a high school relationship. Feels like the end of the world. Feels like all these things. And, like, granted, like, money can be tight sometimes. You can do stuff. But, I mean, like, you can usually manage, live within your means and be happy. When I like, and I've said this to you guys before too, I've said it on the podcast, but like when I was homeless in Carlsbad, I mean, like I was happier than I am now. But that doesn't mean that like I'm not fulfilled. It's just like it's hard. It's like a harder existence, honestly, than it was being fucking homeless. And like, you know, people say stuff too about like, oh, well, this money, blah blah blah. Which people say that about like all these other rich YouTubers and shit like that too, but it's like money to an extent will get you all of these amazing things. But like when it comes down to like something fundamental like a mindset or like you're going fucking insane, it does absolutely nothing. Like the only thing it does, the best thing about money right now is that I'm able to pay people so I can keep making things and like keep like feeling that feeling of being like, oh, I'm still progressing, I'm still making things and I'm actively trying to do things too where I'm like changing shit up and like pushing myself to try new and better things.
You're like you're literally trading your mind for like views, money, and fulfillment.
I don't know if it's, well, I guess you could, I mean, like whenever you put it like that, it does sound terrible, but I think it's just more so because I'm just like, I'm obsessed with the work. Like I love it. I do love it. It's horrible. And like, it's a poisonous thing. It's a double-edged sword, but I do love it. Like if I went back and if I had to do like a construction job now, I don't even know what the fuck I'd do with myself. And it's not even to say like there's anything wrong with the construction job. My dad's been doing construction, loves it. I have buddies that do it and they love it. But for me, I'm like, this has been like the thing in my life where I'm like, oh, I love doing this. Like this is what I'm meant to do. But it just is a fucking train wreck.
I don't know, man. If you just look at the trajectory of your mental state and everything, it's not exactly going up. It's not even like roller coastering. It's just kind of plummeting.
Yeah, no, it's nosediving
like,
for sure.
If you keep doing the same stuff, there's no reason to expect it to not nosedive even further. And it's like, at what point is it worth it?
Yeah, and I think that I get so hung up too on like the social figures too because it feels like I could never take that step back. Like, you know, you say it like I do have 130,000 whatever, but like if I tweeted out today like, you know, oh, I like this thing, and there's 130,000, like 400 people like it. Like that's like the average usually. To me, that's like an indicator that's like, if I take any time away, the algorithm's going to fuck me over. People are going to show back up. I'm going to have to work even harder. It's kind of like, and honestly, like with everything I fucking put in my life, it's like losing weight almost. It's like when you stop going to the gym, you're going to put on that deal, and now it's going to be just as hard to get back to that spot that you were doing. And that's exactly what and it's like right now, it's like I've been dead sprinting for a while. I got a good groove going. Like, I mean, like, and it would suck to trip and then like feel like I can't like get back in that groove again. It's just like totally fear-based.
No, I understand.
So
I do. It's just
and I know it's like a necessary thing, but it's kind of like walking off a cliff or something and like hoping that there's something to catch you.
I definitely get it.
Yeah.
It's just the long-term thing is like, instead of like stopping the sprint and trying to start up again, it's like you sprint
going
off
a
that
jog
cliff.
or going like
No, I'm saying that like long term, with like a real mental break and shit.
yeah.
What you're talking about happens anyway, but it happens worse and harder, and it's way fucking probably. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's probably way harder to get back into that jog or sprint than like slowing down and picking back up. I feel like it comes either way.
No, I think it does too, and I think that like with anything you have to evolve, and I'm just hoping that like the only thing that I want to do right now is make like this horror film is like the only thing that gives me like a look for being like, oh cool. I like making Monster Lab too. I think it's great, but like even just tackling a new medium seems like exciting and seems like something cool, or just trying to maybe go into like more live action stuff even and see if you can't pivot. It doesn't mean that like I'm going to totally abandon cartoons and shit, but I think I'm just trying to think.
Do you think that will help with the mental stuff?
I don't know.
Well, fuck. That was the dose of reality.
We'll have to call this one Meat Canyon Kills Himself.
I think that might get demonetized, ironically.
Probably.
Which might snowball into you killing yourself, so I guess it works out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why don't we end with a joke? I'll pass the ball to this side of the table.
Don, tell us a joke.
No any jokes.
You don't know any jokes?
I don't know a single joke.
I think I might have one, but it might be shaky because it's been a while since I've told it or heard it. So I can try.
The floor is yours.
All right, let me think for a second. I have to remember because it goes like this kid goes over to his but okay, I think I remember it. So the guy goes over and he's like, this kid's sitting there and he sees a new bicycle like outside with a for sale sign, and he goes up to his dad and he's like, Dad, can you please buy me this bicycle out here? It's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, no, I can't. Go ask your uncle, like we'll say Uncle Roy. Go ask your Uncle Roy. Uncle Roy's sitting over there fucking sipping a little beer, smoking a cigarette. He goes up to him and he says, Uncle Roy, can you buy me that bicycle? It's awesome. And he says, can your dick touch your ass? And the kid says, well, no. And he's like, well, then no. So years go by and he's sitting there and he's sitting there and he sees this awesome dirt bike. Same thing happens. Asks his dad. His dad says no. He's like, fuck, man. He goes up to his Uncle Roy. He's like, Uncle Roy, please, can you buy me this thing? It's awesome. And he's like, can your dick touch your ass? And he's, well, no. He's like, well, no. So now he's 16 years old. He sees this nice hot rod outside, and he sits there. Same thing happens. Goes up to his Uncle Roy. He's like, hey, there's a fucking sweet hot rod outside. Can you please buy it for me? He's like, can your dick touch your ass? And he says, not really. He's like, you better tug. So the whole rest of that night, the kid's sitting there yanking on his dick, stretching it out and stuff. And he goes up the next morning. He's so full of excitement. He goes up. He's like, Uncle Roy, my dick can touch my ass. My dick can touch my ass. And he says, good, go fuck yourself. When I heard that when I was younger, I about fucking died. Which has been forever, so it was really loose, but yeah.
Yeah, like his butt
Not bad.
afterwards.
Not bad.
You know what? You guys wanted a joke, and that's what I gave
No,
you.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
no one else came up to the batting ring.